And she gives critically acclaimed performances week after week on the hit series Glee. Please welcome the chart-topping, multi-talented Lea Michele. You look like a breath of spring.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm bringing some warm LA air here.
We need it. We want to say welcome home. You're New Yorkers, so welcome home.
Yes, it's so nice to be here. I have my mom and dad, you know, they live here, so they get to, like, come and, like, hang out with me while I do all this stuff. It's really nice.
You know, you spent a big part of your childhood on stage. I used to watch you in Les Mis when a friend of mine who worked on All My Children was a little boy in Les Mis, Tommy Michaels.
Oh
and so I would go and pick him up and take him to All My Children. It was like a...
And here we are now.
Here we are now.
Oh my gosh.
But did you know you could always sing? Because a lot of times kids try to sing and their parents go, oh, you're so good.
No.
And the parents are lying.
No.
But did you know you could always sing as a kid?
I discovered I could sing at the age of 8 years old, just sort of like out of nowhere. I went on an audition for fun with a friend as like a joke, and I ended up working on Broadway 2 weeks later, and then for like another 20 years.
Do you remember that when you would come on stage and you would begin to sing and the audience would go, oh, because it was so mesmerizing?
I mean, for me, I do so clearly remember being 8 years old and thinking, like, this is the greatest thing in the whole world. I remember telling my mom and dad, like, don't ever let me stop. Like, I loved it from the minute I started.
Well, you know, Les Mis at 8, and then you went and did Ragtime.
Yes.
And do you recognize this little girl?
Let me see. Where am I looking? I mean, she is in it.
Isn't she cute? Isn't she cute? A cute little girl.
You look the same. I was so serious. I was like 9 years old, and I was like, I am doing my performance right now.
Don't you think that, though, you've changed the way kids look at theater in general, just with the show Glee alone? I mean, musical theater, when I was a kid, was, like, not cool. It was not considered the cool thing. And now, my daughter and all of her friends, they all willingly sign up for musical theater because I think of you and the show Glee.
Well, thank you. No, it's such an honor being a part of a television show that makes people laugh every week, but at the same time is doing something really important. And I've been doing a lot of signings for my album this week in New York City, and everyone says, like, I'm in musical theater school now because of you, and I've decided I want to be a dancer, or like, and that makes me really happy. I love that.
Oh, terrific. Well, that's great. We're going to find out when we come back from a commercial break where Lea was when she heard her hit song on the radio for the first time. Stick around. More with Lea Michele in a minute. That's it.
Talented Lea Michele, star of Glee. Well, congratulations on the order. Your album, Louder, is #1. Congratulations. That's incredible.
Big deal.
Thank you. I know, I can't believe it. I've been working on the record since 2012, and it went to #1 yesterday, and I'm just so happy.
So where were you the first time you heard your song on the radio?
The first time I heard Cannonball, I was at a nail salon, and I heard it playing, and I was really embarrassed. I was sitting in my chair, but I love the song. I'm so proud of it. I love the music video. I love how it came out. So yeah, it's a little, you know, like, scary when you hear yourself. But
it's so funny that she says that, because I've been like, this is my song.
Yes.
Everybody pipe down. Turn up the radio.
And you also mentioned you know, album signings and different things like that, but you had an opportunity to sign albums in the mall where you used to work.
I know where I used to, it was the town that I lived in.
Okay.
And that was the mall that I used to go to every day after school. I would go to Godiva and get a chocolate-covered strawberry, stop at Victoria's Secret, and, like, make my way around the mall. And then there I am, like, 10 years later.
And were your parents
know.
there? Were they like freaking out?
Yeah, my mom cried a little bit.
Right.
And it was like, you know, it's pretty surreal.
But it
my
makes
mom
you
and
feel
dad.
good, though, because your parents are so proud of you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you get an opportunity to let them see their eyes get big
Yeah,
for
and they
once.
love that. My parents like. They're such supporters of this album. Like they've been so, you know, wonderful. My dad loves all the songs and stuff.
You have a lot of people who are into Glee, and Glee is the 5th season.
Yep.
What's new with your character, Rachel? How's she doing in New York City?
She's doing great in New York City. Right now, after our 100th episode, the show transitions, and it's no longer high school or the Glee Club.
Right.
It's only about 5 or 6 cast members now in New York City. So it's kind of like Friends.
And you're
Yeah.
a
it's
funny
really
girl,
cool.
right?
And my
Rachel's-
character, Rachel's in Funny Girl. Yeah, it's really great. We're actually going to get to shoot a bunch of stuff here in New York City. We're doing all of our external stuff
Oh, nice.
here.
Great.
And we get to do a lot of scenes like in the apartment, eating on the couch. I'm like, oh, this is great. I love it.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah, terrific. And of course, we want to make sure everybody knows that Louder, your album, is available now.
Yes.
Make sure you get Lea Michele's album. And of course, Glee airs Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Fox. Lea Michele, everybody. Thank you.
Everybody stay right there. When we come back, Patrick Duffy will be here.